This is the Transformers Legends LG51 Targetmaster Doublecross by Takara Tomy, and he is a headmaster and a targetmaster at the same time. Now, since I've already done a review of the Hasbro version, who's called Twinferno with Daburu, this is going to be strictly a comparison video, what you expect to get with this particular set versus the Hasbro version. So here is the packaging, very nice standard Legends packaging, very nice. Vista modo. And yeah. Okay, he comes with a nice little set of instructions, as you can see. It's a comic book. I don't get it why the girls are always naked or somehow half naked or whatever. So there, and some other Titan Master takes control of the mech, and I'm assuming that the mech and the headmaster is Doublecross, so they're not separate entities. This is the mech, which is being controlled by the headmaster, as with the Japanese G1 cartoon. So the Targetmaster dislodges the intruder head, and then the rightful head, White Leo, I suppose, comes back and reaffirms and takes control of the mech, the Doublecross mech. So, and then saves the day, whatever. Okay, and then here is the instructions, very nice. Okay, so. In case you have no idea who Doublecross is, he is a G1 character. Let me show you my ghetto way of showing pictures. Here is the G1 Doublecross. He is actually a Monsterbot. And G1, if you had that toy, that was pretty awesome. Well, one of the more awesome toys when growing up as a kid, but no articulation whatsoever. And it looked like that. And in the cartoons he looked like something like that, and pretty interesting. Back in the day, it was dope. And yeah, so that's that. Okay, so let's get him out of packaging, shall we? And here is Transformers Legends Targetmaster Doublecross out of packaging, and as you can see immediately, he's very different. The exact same mold, but the colors are stark different from the Hasbro version. And you will notice, just like with my review of Cup and Hot Rod, that the Takara Tomy versions are the ones that are show accurate, whereas the Hasbro versions are the ones that are toy accurate. And she looks gorgeous with the new paint, the color of the plastic, and all that. I have some comments later on. I'll talk about that later. But as it is, the colors between these two, you can already see how much different, how big a difference that color makes in terms of the dramatic effect of the figure, especially in dragon mode. And right off the bat, you get to see the heads are very, very different in color. The white plastic that they used, this one is a little bit more pale, this one is a little bit more teeth enamel white. This is more of ivory or off-white. The horns are painted in this metallic sort of gunmetal gray. The teeth are painted, the tongue or under jaw is painted. Both have glossy arms. The clear plastic wings look to be identical. The legs look to be identical. The tail uses different plastic. The dragon thighs use different colored plastic. The torso obviously very different. Instead of a smoked chest cavity compartment for the headmaster, we've got a clear white canopy. That's nice. You get a painted that saw drill is different. Saw sort of gear action piece that's fall gear is painted white. This one is painted black. So very, very different in terms of color, but it's the exact same mold. Okay, we'll talk about the figure later. Let me just put on the side. Let's talk about White Leo or Daburu. Daburu is really just means double. It's a sort of rough English translation of double. So instead of saying double, it's say Daburu. That's where they got Daburu. And here he is, Daburu. And this guy, I guess, is White Leo. And as you can see, very, very different. Very close to the anime version. The paint's on this one, on the Takara Tomy version, obviously. And on the head looks identical. Oh no, the sky blue and a little bit darker blue here. The plastic they used for the legs are different. It's darker gray. The black they used, this one feels like it's a lighter type of black. It looks the same, but this one has a heavier black to it. Obviously the arms are painted blue. The head is painted with that patch. It's got yellow on it. Yeah, and the legs are painted blue. So big difference. Transform, and just like the Hasbro version, you can store him here. Okay. All right, on to the Targetmaster. Yeah, very cool. Lots of silver highlights here and there. I thought it was just going to be plain gray. There's some silver on his shoulder, a bit of chipping right there. Silver fists, that blaster there. It's got a silver cannon. It's a clear plastic that's been painted silver. The legs painted black and gray, or is it black that's been painted gray? Looks to be gray painted black. So really nice. I love that. Transform the Targetmaster. Just put this one up, lock it like that. Rotate the legs. Rotate the waist, so you have the handle, and then you just tab in the feet onto his back, and there you go. He is in Targetmaster mode, blaster mode. Pretty cool. Okay, leave that there. Okay, on to get him in head mode. Oop. All right. And then onto this figure. They've not addressed that flimsiness issue. As I've taken advice from a lot of you, I've locked it in place, but it's still flimsy. And what I love the upper half of the body. What I distinctly noticed about this one, that compared to the Hasbro version, the plastic on this one really feels cheap and much like a knockoff. The legs are fine. This one is fine, but like I mentioned on this one, on the Hasbro version, it does feel cheap. But this one feels cheaper for some reason, which is quite of a disappointment, because it is a Takara Tomy product, and it should you'll get an expectation that they'll use more premium parts, because the price point is much higher. This one is fine. The plastic and every bit about the figure is fine, but the hips are just, or the shoulders I should say, or whatever, the hips are just really ridiculously cheap feeling. So that's my biggest issue with quality on this one. But all in all, it still looks great, especially in Dragon mode. So let's get him into robot mode, both of them, and then we'll do a comparison. And here are both Titans Return Twinferno and Legends Doublecross, both in their robot mode or Monsterbot mode. And obviously the Takara Tomy version is just spectacular in color, dramatic effect, and just so much G1 cartoon evoking from this figure. This one's great. It's looks like an homage to the toy, to the Monsterbot toy. It's okay. Not, you've seen my review of this figure, and you know how I feel about it, but I am a bit swayed about this character, just because there's so much great aesthetics with the Takara Tomy version. After this review, I might go ahead and pass this on to another collector buddy of mine, we'll see how it goes. But on to the main differences. Obviously, the weapons are different. He's got a Titan Master sort of vehicle, weaponized double weapon that turns into a vehicle for the Titan Master. And obviously, this one has a Targetmaster, which you can both peg on here. Sadly, you can't peg it on his shoulder. You can't peg it anywhere on his shoulder. Onto the main difference, apart from the dragon parts that I've shown you, the white plastic on his thigh looks so much more whiter than this one. This one's, again, a little bit off-white, same as the head, or the top part of the head. And again, you can see a lot of differences in colors. The Autobot symbol is here. Both Autobot symbols, some quality issues, which was impossible to detect in packaging. There's a little bit of glue or some fingerprint on it, which you easily scrape off or something like that. A little bit of a shame, but yeah, it's fine. The red that they used here looks to be identical here, albeit there is a sense of deeper or darker bit of a shade, a tad bit of a darker shade of the red used for the Takara Tomy version. But all in all, it looks great. They painted those circular panels or screws over there or whatever, notches over there. They've what else have they painted? The kneecaps are painted. Nothing much to report. Not anything you haven't seen in the dragon mode. So the main difference in robot mode is really that chest. For the Hasbro version, they got tampos of that, and here nothing except for these colors. So yeah, articulation is going to be the same, sculpt is going to be the same. So which one do you go for? If you just need the Doublecross or Twinferno on your shelf, this is a not bad figure. It's passable. Not a big fan of this one simply because of the transformation. The entire mold, I should say, I'm not a big fan of the transformation. But aesthetic wise, if you're not really into that, the show accuracy, this is not, you just need the character, this is fine. But if you're really collecting and you love the Monsterbot and you are secretly hoping that Takara Tomy and Hasbro would produce more Monsterbots in the Generations line, then this is the one you must get. Because when I was a kid, I wanted my toys to look like the ones on the show. This is the one you get. In terms of paint, aesthetic, this is superior. It's a Targetmaster as well as a Headmaster. Much better. You get more bang for your buck with this figure. It will set you back about 80%, 90% more than this figure. This one will cost you like $18, $20. This one, I picked it up at Art Toys for, yeah, almost $40. But I think it's well worth it if you're really into the character. If you're just a completist, you're not really into the character, you just need this guy on your shelf. This is the one I'm getting. So, again, very, very cool. Yeah, I'm definitely keeping the Takara Tomy version and probably letting go of this one. Hope you enjoyed this little video review. This has been the Transformers Legends LG51 Targetmaster Doublecross by Takara Tomy. Thanks for watching.